What up, what up? 50 book unboxing today. Modern tier. Both of them were sent out to Mr. Kendra to get pressed and to CGC to get graded. Not pre-screened, but just a modern grade. Whatever they were, that's what I got in here. Not my best results, not by far. Actually, some mediocre results here. Okay, not lackluster is what I'm probably going to call it. Not what I expected. I expected some higher grades, much higher grades actually. But before I unbox these, I wanted to pay tribute to my buddy Mark Spector Comics. I saw this in his one of his videos. This is one of his sponsors, Bombardier and Son. You can get this. This is very Edgar Allan Poe-ish is what I call it. See that? Beautiful cover, man. It's a skull cover. Modern skull cover. That screams Edgar Allan Poe. This is from Bone Orchard Black Feathers. I actually didn't even pay it. I looked. I love the cover. I ended up getting two of them. Look, not something you're gonna get rich of, but yeah, just a cool cover. I'm gonna slab them. Limited to 400 copies. You guys want a copy? You can go to bombardierandSoncomics.com and use the code MSC. That's for Mark Spector Comics 10, MSC 10, to get 10% off. All right. Let's open this baby up. The sad reality here is that this unboxing is atrocious. I did say lackluster, but the only reason that it's lackluster is because there's just a couple of books here that may put me over the top as far as a profit goes. All of these books are going to be sold. Every single one of these. There were some books here, though, that I meant to keep as keepers if they came back at certain grades, but there's so many losses here, it's unreal. All right, but again, there's a couple of books here that will probably make up for those losses. All right, I'm not going to go book by book because it's 50, so I'm going to stack them with my stickers here. All right, here we go. Okay, you know, this isn't as bad as I thought it was. I am actually going to turn a pretty decent profit. Not a great profit, but a decent one. My jackpots, only 4 books are in that jackpots pile out of 50. I will have one keeper, though, and I completely forgot about this one right here. It's a comic reader, which is the symbiote costume. The black costume Spider-Man. First time you see it, one of the first times you see it. I think this might have been the first time you see it, at a 9.4. Now, the only way I sell that book is if I go out and I buy one. I saw one before at 9.6 go under $200. That was a few months ago. It had already sold. If I see something like that again, I'm buying it. It will be mine. If I see a 9.8 for, say, probably under 400, I will buy that as well. All right, and then I would sell this one. But I want that in my collection because it's not a book that you see much of, and not a book that many people know a lot of. But comic readers are starting to become known to certain collectors, and then that means that maybe influencers, and yes, there are influencers, guys. I mean, we know already, right, what happened with different situations here, but yeah, certain influencers can pump books and get these known, but it's for the PC. So whether this becomes a $1,000 book or you know, $200 book, this stays in the collection regardless, unless I upgrade. All right, as far as, so that's 5 books, right? That's 5 books. All 4 of these will be sold. I'll show you the books this is my 50 to 100% pile. Not a very big pile considering it was 50 books. And most of them are not going to get to 100%. Most of them are going to be at right around 50%. This particular one will be over 100% though, or right around 100%, maybe more. All right, because this one came from the PC. All right, another one. Yes, man, another one. I told you guys, look. Unfortunately, though, you see what that means? That's even Stevens. I'll tell you the story about this one in a second, but this is the time to buy. This is the time to buy if you're going to buy comics. I'm going to tell you right now that if you guys are not into stocks, this is the time to get into stocks. Dividend paying stocks, maybe dividend paying mutual funds is the way you might want to go if you don't know anything about stocks. I have a separate account for my own stock portfolio, but for the most part, I am investing in mutual funds, always have been. Okay, the stock market will go down. According to Peter Lynch, it would go down once every 2 years. You'll get a 10% cut. Lately, however, it's been a robust stock market, and right now, we are in a bear market, you know, and it's a bear market because it reached that 20% downturn. Now we're less than that 20%, but yeah, the Fed just raised rates again, 75 basis points. So what does that mean? It means everything's going to get more expensive. You know, they're trying to put a halt to inflation, and what they're actually probably doing is just damaging the economy with it's at some point they're going to have to stop increasing rates, you know, raising rates. And when that happens, then maybe the stock market will take a real breather. But as of right now, there's so many things facing the market. There's things facing the market all the time, okay? But there's just too much fear. And hopefully companies don't start laying off. Having said all that, though, this is the time to buy stocks. This is the time to buy, if you're going to buy comics, buy the big keys. This is the time. 9.4 just sold for $300. Somebody sold it for $300. Not even an auction. I think it was a buy it now. Maybe the guy needed the money. You know, again, I can't criticize somebody for needing the money. You know, I don't know what he needed the money for. I don't care. I wouldn't sell this for $300. There's absolutely no freaking way. The one thing that you do have, as you do in stocks, is you have the power to say, you know, I'm going to sell it now, or I'm going to hold it, right? Certain books you hold. Now, I am going to sell. I'm going to sell. The majority of these are going to be going to my comic shop probably by Saturday, you know. So a couple of days, it's going to be going to my comic shop. The vast majority of these books. All right. Some of them I will keep, like the Blue Marvel. It's not going to be a keeper. All right. But I'm going to keep for a little while until the Blue Marvel maybe shows up. There's something or some type of news about them. Then I'm going to sell. Flops, duds. Yeah. I'm hoping these are going to be almost total losses. Okay, but it's not as big of a pile as I thought it was going to be once I started checking prices on these, though. And these, I've been selling these. Even though the 9/8 don't go for much, you know what? People still want this book. There's a ton of them, but people still want it. And I didn't pay much for it, so I have the slabbing fee and the pressing fee, right? And when I sent these out to Mr. Kendra, I've already told him, as far as like stuff like this, is if it doesn't need a press, if he can just clean it for me and stuff. And he actually finds a way to, I think, to press these maybe under low heat, you know. But he does a good job for the most part. I made huge mistakes here, though. Let's start looking at these real quick. Okay, these are flops. See that? You know what that means? That means I am estupido. El estupido is as el estupido does, and el estupido did it 2 times here. Okay, I didn't notice that this thing was signed. You believe that? When I sent it, I picked them out of a pile. I think I sent 3 of these. Did I send 3 of this? I sent 2. Yeah, I sent 3. I sent 3 of these. But when I picked them up, I knew I had one that was signed, okay? But when I picked it up, I didn't even look at it. I had inspected all 3 of them before, though. All right, like weeks before. But when I sent it, I didn't know I was sending the signed one. I still have a couple more that I haven't sent. But at least I know that now this is a 9.4 and it's signed. But that is a complete loss because I just wasted that money on slabbing a book that I shouldn't have had slabbed, you know. But it's still a 9.4, and maybe with CBCS it might come back at a higher grade, because the truth is, if you look at this book, it doesn't, I mean, except maybe for that, maybe is that a reason why it's a 9.4? That is the casing, but everything else on this book is perfect. See? 9.4, so I got dinged for that. And the back looks great, just as great as the front does. No ticks on it. See? So that blunt damage that's over here, which is pretty common on books like this, because this is a heavy stock book, all right, gets me down to a 9.4. Or maybe do they knock me for the signature? Is that what they do? Do they knock it for the signature? And they, you know, they should knock me for the signature and then put qualified grade. That's a knock already, qualified grade, you know. But anyway, that's a complete loss because it's coming out of that. It's coming out of that. But the only good thing is I know it's a high grade. Here's another one. This they said was a 9.2. Let's look at this 9.2. Oh, no, wait a minute, but I'm looking at the Even Stevens right now. Let's see, that's... I'm trying to go a little bit faster now than before, because that last video I made yesterday was... I think that one might have been my longest video ever, like an hour and 20 minutes. All right, but that was in the Even Stevens. We'll get back to that. Here's the other one. Look, this one is the stupidest. This one I've lost money on it before because I sent this out as a pre-screen and it failed the pre-screen, but they didn't put down why it failed. If they would have put down why it failed, I missed something that was really, really idiotic for me to miss, okay? This book I thought was a 9.8. See that? Maybe a little something there, but not really, right? Look at... Nah, that's a reflection. Look what's wrong with this, man. Look at what's wrong with this thing. How the hell do I even know that there's a Marvel value stamp on this freaking thing? There's a Marvel value stamp on this. This is Punisher 218. Come on, man. How bad could it get? Total loss, and the pre-screen. If they would have put it down on the pre-screen with notes, I would have looked at it and say, oh, there's a freaking value stamp. I had lost $8, but now I lose a lot more than that. Plus, you know, whatever I paid for this book. That, though, came with a package. This one was supposed to be a keeper because I thought this was going to come back. Actually, I thought this was going to come back at a 9.8 as well. But they're knocking this one because they say it has a stain in the back. We're gonna look at that stain, and that is that. My gosh, that is blunt damage that I did not see. Oh no, this right here is the case. Let me see. Yeah, that's the case. That's the case, see? Yeah, case. But that right there I didn't see. I don't know if that was damage in transit. I looked at these books back and forth, man. I did. You know, there's no way. Let me see that. Alright, you see that? See how that corner bends? Hold on a second. Right there. See how that corner bends like that a little bit? There's no way the Kendra would have left that like that. I gotta think that somebody dropped it. I gotta think that somebody dropped this. That is a legit 8.0 because of that corner. There's no stain in the back. That's not a stain. Yeah, wasting time on that. Here's another one. 8.0 on this one. This one I paid $60 for. There's another one I was expecting high grade. This did have something in the back. A little bit of a color rub. You know what? I do believe that I saw that. I didn't think it was gonna get hit hard for it, but yeah, it did. There was something here in the back. What was it? Let me see. Was it that? Yeah, I think it was that. Yeah, I think it was that. So, see, that one kind of looks like a stain, or maybe a type of fingerprint. Somebody with an oily thumb. All right, but 8.0, man, that one really hurts. That one really hurts. Because I needed this one to come back in the 9s. And then these 3 books. These 3 books I bought for $100 for the triplets. Okay? But they came back with bad grades. 9.0, 9.0. The highest was a 9.4. I don't know what they're going to go for, but I can't imagine they go for a lot. But I'm in on each one of them, $33.33 on each one, plus what the slabbing is going to be. So technically, I would have to sell them for $100 almost just to get my money back. You know, each one of them going to sell for $100. I needed one of these. Either I needed them to come back 9.4s, which I think I thought that they had a shot at. They needed presses, but I thought they actually had a shot. One of these might have had a shot at a 9.8. I'm not even going to show you the books right now because I mean it's really frustrating. Truly, my dudes. Another thing I do like though is that now, holy crap! I didn't even know this. Check this out. This might not be so much of a bad thing. Shit, I didn't even notice this. That's a Canadian price variant. How much are these? Yeah, it would be, right? Look at 65 cents. They all came out around the same time. Let me see the other ones. Muppet Babies, 85. This is 65 cents. Yeah, 65 cents. 1985. This one came out in 82, 75 cents. Yeah. Man, I might have to put this in the, I gotta check these out again. But anyway, for now, I'm gonna put them in the flops. But that might be a pretty nice find, maybe, okay? Might be good news. Maybe make me smile a little bit. Make me smile just a little bit. All right, let's look at these. 9.2, I know I can sell this for, at the very least, 90 bucks. I know for a fact I can because I have. All right, I actually sold them for 100 bucks. 8.0, you know what? This one, the only reason why I put this here on the Even Stevens is because I don't have much into it. It is a newsstand. CGC is now putting out newsstand on the newsstands, which is great, right? And an 8.0, I can probably sell this for an Even Steven, not for a profit probably though, but I can see getting, you know, the 10 or 15 bucks that I paid for it plus whatever the grading fee is going to be, you know, minus my 10% to my comic shop. I can see that at an 8.0 because I think this is going to become one of those books that people are just going to want, even though there's a whole bunch of them. This one's an Even Steven. They put newsstand edition on it. It's 1983. It's an 8.5, but I am confident because this one also I didn't pay much for it. This came in a lot of books that I had bought. This one was a pleasant surprise because this one actually had some color rub right here. You see that? It went. I showed this in a video. I was thinking I would be lucky to get a 9.0 on this. It had some pressable defects that Kendra definitely took care of. I came back to a 9.4, but I have it in Even Stevens because I had paid a lot for this, as a lot for the Young Avengers. So it'll be an Even Steven. If I had paid the price that I paid for this, without the extra books, this would have been in that flops pile. But because of the other books, I think that will definitely get me into a profit margin. Now, this one I bought for 100 bucks. Plus the pressing, and so this book has taken a massive dive. Marvel Spotlight number 32 is a 7.5. I was expecting a higher grade. And you see this? You know what? I'm going to show you guys this book. I was expecting a much higher grade than a 7.5 on this one. Okay? I'm not going to lie to you. You know, maybe an 8.5. But maybe I overgraded it. And you know something? I overgraded it. That right there and that right there. I could probably get away with an 8.0 on this. A 7.5 just sold for 175. This book would have probably, I think it was going for like $250 to $300 in a 7.5 in a few months ago. But this could have been, in my opinion, it could have been an 8.0. Now that I'm looking at it with a magnifying glass. 8.0, maybe an 8.5, man. I mean, I've seen worse 8.5s, okay? Seen worse. And think about it. You got that right there. And that, right? You got this going on, you got that going on. You got little things going on, but this one right here is kind of major. It's color rub. I mean, I'm glad that they didn't hit me so hard with it. But, you know, grading is subjective. Good thing, I guess, that saved me with this one is that Kendra did such a great job on the rest of the book. There's one other book that Kendra freaking, I mean, he bailed me out on. Bailed me out. You're going to see that one. All right, this one I bought for less than 20 bucks. I think it was like 15 bucks, 16 bucks or something. Let's say 20. We're going to call it 20 bucks. So it's a book from 1975, early Swamp Thing. Again, I thought this one would come back maybe at a 9.4. I did say that in the video that I put out because I had that right there. But they graded me harshly for that. That came out harsh. But look, white pages for a 1975 book. A black border, too. A black cover. I don't remember seeing that, but it's very tiny. Yeah, it's for a 1975 book. That's actually pretty harsh, I thought. You know, books that I showed yesterday, I thought they were harshly graded as well, but fair. Harsh but fair. Does that exist? This came out of the PC, Judge Dredd. You know what? I should put this on the keeper pile. But the only reason I didn't put it on the keeper pile is because I don't intend to keep it. It's a 9.0. This was a shot that I thought I had at a higher grade. All right. You know what? I'm gonna look at this again. Came from the PC. I knew it needed a press. That right there, but see, look, you can't see it there. You can see it a little bit right there. Is that a 9.0? I don't see 9.0 just yet. Okay, see that? Look at them colors, man. I don't see a 9.0, dudes. Let's see if we can see it in the back. Oh, by the way, nice cover too. Nice back cover. Okay. On that gray, it should show why it's a 9.0. I don't see a 9.0. I'm sorry. I don't see a 9.0. I see a 9.4. I mean, does anybody else see a 9.0? Here? Damn it. Damn it, man. Still very harsh at a 9.0, dude. I'd still give me a 9.4. Make me a grader, dude. Dude. Alright, 9.6. I thought this would be a 9.8 too. It's in the even Stevens because I got it for 88 bucks is what I paid this for Better Rate Jim. He said it was a candidate. 9.6 is definitely a candidate. This grader was, I inspected this one really well too, man. Yeah, you know, you start looking at these books, man, but you know, you see 9.8s with different faults. That's not color breaking either. See that right there? Unless he thought that was a a tick, a color breaking tick. It's not. It's part of the artwork. All right, look at the back. All right, see all this right here? I'm wondering if they think that these are ticks. I wonder if that's what they think. You see that? Because if you're looking at it like this, you're thinking those are ticks. That's just the wrapping. That's the wrapping from these lines. See these lines? 3 lines right there. That line right there. Boom. Right there. Those ain't ticks. This is also artwork from the front cover. But 9.6. I mean, I shouldn't be angry. I shouldn't be. All right, this one's also sitting over here because it's an even Stevens, and good thing again they're writing down newsstand edition on it. You know how high I am on this book. You know how high I am. This is one of the most underrated books in the existence of comic books. Okay, this is X-Men Annual #1. The equivalent, by the way. Equivalent for DC anyway. The new Teen Titans. Make no mistake about it, my boys. X-Men would not be the same without Wolverine. Okay? See, here's another book, man. 9.0, man. I waste a lot of time on this, but I hope you guys study the books, because when you go out there and start searching, there it is right there. I think it had another one by the Staple. Where's the Staple? It had something by the Staple. There's another one. 9.0 though, right there. That's the one I was worried about. Right at the Staple. 9.0. 9.2. I'd have gave me a 9.2. I'd have gave me a 9.2, but I'm not paying me to do this. No. This one here too, okay. This is a combo pack. This is the one that they messed up the cover on the pre-screen. It was I had blunt damage on this corner right here, and let's see what Mr. Kendra did. I don't see it anymore. I actually don't see it. It was right that corner, that right top corner is where that damage was. I actually don't see it at all. So, and the spine, I showed this book before. There was really nothing on that spine. You see that? What the hell did they gig this on? I think it said that it had a fingerprint. How could it have a fingerprint? It's pressed and cleaned, unless they put the fingerprint on it. Look, there's a little bit of a tiny crease right there. You see that? That right there. You can only see it through the light. Just tiny. 2 inches. 2 inches. Light crease. Very hard book to get, this one. That's, yeah, see? See, look, you could see any type of ticks on this type of color. That's a clean book, dude. That's a clean freaking book. He took out that damage that I had here. Oh no, wait a second, maybe not. Hold on a second. I thought I saw color breaking. Come on, where's the freaking lighting spec collector? Damn it, I can't see it. It's gonna be another hour-long video. It's a 9.2 right now. Okay, I'm not sending it in. At least I don't think I will. I might send it to CCS as is, as a 9.2. Might send it to them and see what they say. This one, 92405. You know what? This one I think was a giveaway, and that's the reason why I put it on the Even Stevens, because I think I could get my money back from the press as a 9.2. Believe it or not, though, people do want this particular cover. It's coveted. It is somewhat coveted. This is the one. Kendra bailed me out on this one. Okay, when I got this back from Sands, this was definitely, without a doubt, an 8.0. Had a lot of like just little things that were pressable than I thought, but in my opinion, this needed minimum 2 presses, and there's no doubt in my mind that Kendra put it multiple times to get pressed, thus bailing me out, because this book has taken a dive as well. I mean, almost everything has, though. All right, but I bought this for $386. This is sold for in the $375 range. All right, only reason I have it in the Even Stevens is because I ain't selling it yet. This is the first appearance of Amadeus Cho, who is, yes, he's extremely annoying, very much so, but he's got a fan base, and when he shows up, this book will take off again. So I will not sell that yet. If I were to sell it right now, it would be going to the losses pile, but I'm expecting that to go into Even Stevens or into a profit. This one, once again, I bought this from Mr. Burke. I bought it from a mystery box. I'm telling you, I'm a buyer of this book. And I'm going to be a buyer. Unfortunately, though, I haven't given eBay my passport. I'm still debating doing it. But Kendra also bailed me out on this one. Because since it's taken somewhat of a dive, even though I'm not planning on selling it yet, if it would have came back as an 8.0, this had creases that Kendra definitely took out. There were creases right here in the back. It was, but a 9.4, and there was that too. There was that too. Yes, yet another Blue Marvel. That goes into the Blue Marvel pile. 9.0, highly underrated book, second appearance of Miles Morales. And yeah, especially in a 9.8, this book is hard to get. In a 9.8, in a 9.0, not so much. This was in a poly bag, but every little thing that you have on that spine shows. I got this one and that one for $100. So that's the reason why it goes on the Even Stevens, even though they're both 9.0s. Alright, this one, I keep trying for this one to come back as a 9.8. looking for that 9.8. This one will say newsstand, but this one is an 8.0. I have maybe $10 into this book. That's the only reason why it's even Stevens. If I had paid more for it, then it would be in the loss pile, because I don't think it's going to go for much as an 8.0, even though it's a newsstand. But it is a great cover, man. Great cover. I still say I don't see an 8.0 on this. I'm thinking, no, that's the plastic. See this? That's not the book. That's the plastic. See? Plastic. That right there. I mean, I'm getting dinged hard for very minor faults. I mean, 8.0 for that. Yeah, it's getting dinged very, very hard for that. All right, these, I put them even Stevens. These are part of the project that I did. I've gotten quite a few 9.8s. Like half of them came back as 9.8s. Might have been more than half. I think I might have had 6 9.8s. Great turnaround. I was looking for 3 9.8s, but these are gonna sell for, especially the 9.6. That's gonna sell for a profit for sure. Maybe up to 50%, maybe a 40% profit at a 9.6, counting. But the rest, I know one of them was a newsstand. Yeah, that's a newsstand, but it's a 9.0 newsstand. That newsstand was from somewhere else that I bought that though. But 9.4, it'll be even Stevens in the long run. And then these next ones I bought from Mr. Roman. All these 4 books, and I'm putting them at even Stevens because I paid $435 for the lot of them. He sent me more than these though, but yeah, they came back in lower grades than I thought. I needed that one to come back at a 9.8. This is a variant, Momoko variant of Gambit number 1. That I needed this in a 9.8 big time, man. 9.6. All right. I think this is 1 in 50 or 1 in 100. I think it's 1 in 50. I'm almost positive it's 1 in 50 Momoko for Gambit number, the latest Gambit number 1. Avengers Annual. This, even at an 8.0, this carries some pretty decent weight. You know, I've seen this sell even recently for $200. All right, definitely could get 175 for it without a doubt. First Rogue, but remember, I'm in for it 435 plus on the 4 of them slabs, right? This one at a 9.6, I think I can get $100 for it in a 9.6. So let's say I can get 2 for this. This one would be 300. This one at a 9.0. You can probably get around 200 for it. Let's say 175 also. Let's say that. All right. You're looking 1, 2, 3, 450. Am I overpricing this? Let's say 475 or 450. Let's say 450. Let's say 450. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's say 450 for the 3. And then this one's at a 9.6. It doesn't go much for much. So this would take it to 5 and change. Okay. If I were to sell them now, that would be a loss, but I am planning on not selling them yet until Gambit shows up. By that time, they should all have significantly raised in price, and then that would take me into the even Stevens to the slight profit piles. These are the 50% profits or more. Wolverine 88, you know what, we're not even going to see these unless I come to something really significant. All right, but this will go for 150, like I said before. This one 7.5. I didn't get this. It was, I think this was a freebie from the Sands auction, and that's why it gets on here. 7.5 recently sold for like 90 bucks, 89.99. So I got the slabbing into this. Coveted cover, even on a 9.0. Didn't pay much for this book as well, so I got mostly what the most that I got into this is a slabbing, and maybe I don't know, put 20 bucks on it. I could sell this for over, well, right around 100 bucks. Maybe even a little bit more. I think I sold a 9.0 for 125. Okay, these are 6 books. I bought all 6 books for just 110 bucks. This is Ultimate Fallout number 3. But this, the significance of this is the A cover, is that the last page, right, in the editorial is a picture of Miles Morales, and the cover a partial picture of the cover. So it is becoming more coveted, even in the 9.2 and in the 9s. I was hoping for at least 2 9.8s. That was not the case. All right, so we got 9.0, 9.2, 9.2. No, wait a minute. 9.2, 9.2, 9.2, 3 9.2s, 9.6, 9.4, and a 9.0. Yeah, that's a 9.0. So only because they're coveted, I should make 50% profit out of this whole thing. Should 9.4. This was a freebie, another freebie from the Sandsman. Okay, 9.4. All I got into this is a slab. Okay, so yeah, I'll take free. That's why I send Sands stuff sometimes. I do send them stuff. And stuff meaning like, you know, holders and stuff like that. Because I know he uses them, like the Gemini mailers, right? I send them that stuff because I'm appreciative too, man. You gotta appreciate the people who take care of you. A matter of fact, I think this one was also a freebie from him, 9.4. And you know, all it is a slab. Yeah, the book doesn't go for much in a 9.4, all right, but it goes for more than what my slab is, and it'll be more than a 50% profit because of that. You know, always try. How many times have I told you guys I've tried to get 9.8 on this? I'm going to end up buying a 9.8, another 9.6. They don't go for much. These don't go for much at all. Okay, this one, 9.2, Omega Men, one of the more underrated books in today's. This one, DC Comics presents, super underrated, criminally underrated. And my girl, man, Jessica. Yes, baby. Jessica wanted this at a 9.8. Did not get it. Alright, this is the cover A edition. Didn't get it. Alright, but a 9.6, I don't have much into that book also. So at a 9.6, I'm not planning on selling that one just yet. These Ultimate Fallouts will be going out. I think half of them will probably be going out this Saturday. Here's the big ones, okay? Look, for this unboxing, yeah, this ends up being a jackpot. Okay, it's 100% or more profit, over 100% profit. All right, this was I acquired this in a lot. Don't need to show this book because you've seen it 1,000 times. I don't believe in the character, but other people do, and I hope they keep believing because I need to sell it to a true believer. Halloween, 30 years. Okay, this is thorough. The next two books are thorough books. Thorough is gonna get me. Thorough is gonna get me a decent profit. All right, this is where the decent profit comes in. Very rare book, limited. I think to 175. You don't see this much, and it's not brand new modern. It's from 2008. You don't see these much at all. The last one sold for a few $1,000s, but it was signed. The guy that bought it, I believe, I hope it's the same guy, has it back up for sale again for twice what he bought it for. But the raws you don't see, and you don't see them slabbed, and that got a 9.8 on it. So I would have to think that I can get I can get $1,000 for it. I know I can get close to 1,000 for this. All right, here's the question though: should I sell this or not? This had a little bit of a fault right here on the corner, and Kendra pressed it out. So this would not have been a 9.8 if I didn't send it to Kendra. Kendra got this to a 9.8 without a doubt. Without a doubt. So do I sell this or not? Limited to one of 1,000. I am heavily invested in Blade, but I don't believe in anybody's daughter or son. Okay, develop the character. You have the character of Blade. Why do you need to go there with his freaking daughter, right? Unless he's just going to become a supporting cast member, you know, then I could see that. But you know, don't have her take over, please. Please, pretty please with sugar on top. However, if it picks up, if the character picks up, they do a good job, then this is gonna take off even more than what it's at. But I'm not gonna take that chance. I'll let somebody else take the chance. Good thing is that the 9.8s in these have kind of dwindled down on eBay. So I think there's only like 3 left, and there were like 20 at one point when I was seeing them like a month ago, less than a month ago, when they came out on the top 10 list. Now there's only like 3 of them, and the prices that they want are holding. Right, the lowest I've seen it go for was 900, I believe. But I'm gonna need the profits because I'm just gonna need them. You know, I bought 2 boxes from Thorough at $600. Big, I mean, some very nice books. Nice books. I mean, tremendous box. Just these 2 books. If I sell this one for 1,000, it would already put me in the black for both. And then this one would be all gravy. All gravy, no matter what I sell it for. Yeah, that's the unboxing. Let's see how much this costs. All right, here's the reality of speculation today with modern comics. CGC charged me $590 per 25 book lot. That's times 2. It's $1,180 just to get them slabbed, all 50. Impressive Comics charged $686. That's also including shipping to CGC. I spent, it was a little bit less than 20. We'll put it $25 to ship it to Impressive Comics. Comes out to $1,891. Now, I divided that by 48 because those qualified books, I'm not gonna sell. I'm just not, you know. I'm probably gonna give away that Punisher 218, but 48 books. It comes out to, I'm taking the loss on those two for the grading and the pressing. $39.40 per book. That means every single book here, it's an additional almost $40 cost. $39.40. That's the reality. And this is why in this type of economy, you know, CGCs and actually pressers too as a whole. I mean, I'm not just talking about, you know, my presser, but pressers as wholes, because it's expensive. It's expensive to get these slabbed. I mean, it's nice to have a slab though, you know, but it is expensive to get them slabbed, and not everybody could afford it. And now you have to really watch yourself with what you're buying. If you're set, you can't just send anything in, because you're gonna pay up front. You know, take a book like this. Say I paid, you know, 10 or 15 bucks on it. It's not so bad, right? But now I'm paying 40 bucks to get this slab. There's also a fee after you sell it, which is, you know, for me it's 10% on my comic shop, but there's also a fee for me to ship it to my comic shop, usually around $3 per book. You know, all of that adds up. So I would have to sell this. Let's say I bought this for, we're going to say 20 bucks after shipping. That means I have 60 bucks into it. 10% wherever it sells for, it's going to go to my comic shop, and I'm going to spend $3 into shipping it to my comic shop. So it'll be $63. Say I sell it for $70. $70 now, this becomes a wash at 70 bucks. That's the reality. So for me to even break a profit on this, I have to sell it for around 80 bucks or higher for me to break a profit on it. And we're not even talking about a big profit. We're talking about a very tiny profit. Where is it worth it to get it slabbed? You know, and that's why I think that the timing on the slabs coming back to you are gonna definitely dwindle down. You know, even on economy, they already caught up to moderns. You know, but on the economy pressings and all the other ones, they're going to catch up. And the magazines, it's just a matter of time. Book like this, you know, this was on my loss pile, and it will be a loss. It's 40 bucks, right? Let's say I spent 10 bucks on this book. It's came in a lot, but let's say it's 10 bucks on this book, right? Now I'm in it $50. We're gonna say $50 plus the $3 that it takes it to go to my comic shop. That's 53 bucks. That's not even counting the fee that it's gonna cost to sell it. So I have to sell this at an 8.0 for, say, around $65 to break even, or maybe make a little bit of a profit. That's why this was a loss, because I just don't see this selling for 65 bucks at an 8.0 for a modern book. That the only thing that's cool about it is the actual cover. Even though I wanted this at an 8, but obviously I didn't get it. You know, but the good thing is, you know, we got books like I'm not even gonna say this one. I'm not even saying that. All right, but say a book like this, right? I paid 100 bucks plus 40. That's 140. Plus $3 to send it to to my comic shop, that's 143. If I sold it at 175 like the last one went, I would just barely, just barely crack a profit, right? Just barely, because at 175 it's $17.50 that I have to pay. So just barely, just a little bit. And would that be worth it? No. So the best thing I'm going to do with this is just wait for it to go up a little bit more, so I can sell it for around, maybe at the very minimum, $250. Of course, the market could drop even more, right? Could. So waiting might not even be the right thing. Maybe I should just sell it. But I do believe in the hidden value of this, of the value of these books, of some of these books. So these will be sold. 25 books will be sent out. I'm going to pick out some more, but some of these I'm holding for now. Some of these. That one I'm definitely holding for now, because that book has taken a dive as well, which, man, I don't freaking get it. DC doesn't get any love. Doesn't get any love, dude. Look, be smart with what you're sending in. Be very, very smart with what you're sending in. Have a good night, my friends.